Allison. I'm 22 and I'm a senior. My major is accounting and I have a management minor.
My name is Alex Corona. I'm a senior at the College of New Jersey. I study mass media communications and I have a minor in business management.
When I was a kid, I loved sports, so I always wanted to be a professional soccer player, or basketball player, and play either on the U.S. women's soccer team or in the WNBA, which is funny looking back. But I loved sports so much, and having two brothers, I always played sports with them. So that's I don't know, that was what I always dreamed of. So I took a class called Business and Management in high school. It was at an AP level, but it's something else called IB that my high school offered. When we got to the accounting unit, I found it very interesting and found that it came very easily to me. So I kind of started talking to my dad about it, and so he works for a bank. He works in the financial industry, and so kind of started talking to him about it, and he would we get the Wall Street Journal every day, so he would leave me articles from the Wall Street Journal that he thought would be interesting to me, and I had to take one accounting class before that, and I got a good grade in it and really liked it and had a really great professor.
In 5th grade, I remember writing in my yearbook I wanted to be a chef because I figured people get a lot of enjoyment out of eating food, so I wanted to be a chef, and then that left quickly. And then I thought I wanted to be a doctor because I figure healthcare is something that just everybody needs it, and it can, it's a matter of life and death for a lot of people. So to be on the side that can save someone is amazing. At the end of the day, I just wanted to help people, but I'm still trying to figure out what that means.
So, I'll be working at Deloitte, which is a public accounting firm, and so I'll be working as an auditor for Deloitte. So I'll be an external auditor, so I'll get placed on a client. Deloitte serves a lot of Fortune 500 clients, and so then I'll be auditing their financial statements as part of the team.
We do know students that have internships enter the job market faster. But if you've been exposed to an industry, you learn this isn't what I want to do, or this is what I do want to do. So when you go onto an interview, you can tell a story with an example.
I think it's hard now because I don't even really know what it's like to work as an accountant. Obviously, I interned, but I guess I won't really know until I start working. But I definitely think TCNJ has given me a very good foundation.
I think that the mass media communications degree, while it teaches you a lot of the foundational things that you can apply to marketing and business, it doesn't tell you the nitty-gritty of it, almost like the terms and the definitions and the ideas that you would need in the business setting. So I think the reason I enjoy it so much is because I learn the basics and then I apply it to my marketing internships and business internships. So it's kind of a fusion of the two is what really gives me the full experience.
I have 2 interviews next week, so fingers crossed for this one.
Otherwise, you'd end up right back here.
Otherwise, I just do this. I'll come right back here.
Right, be my buddy.
At the table.
At the table.
I think I like it. I like the path I've taken. It's definitely done what I thought it would do, and it gave me a communications background in that it taught me the value of communication and the theories of it, and applying that into the real world and kind of being able to identify why something is happening because of how people are communicating. And it's also touched upon the business aspects like advertising or how those theories are used in business, and I've been able to apply that in my professional experiences. So I would say I'd love to work for a hospital. I've always liked that idea. I interned in a hospital when I was a kid, and so I kind of feel like that's where my life's going, but to what degree I'm not sure yet.
People come into the college with a certain set of values too. They're not blank slates. So, you can encourage a direction of evolution, and that's about the most you can do.
I would say college has prepared me well to get a job and go into the real world because of all the different facets of information that you learn. Academically, you do pick up skills and you learn how to work, you learn how to collaborate with different people, you learn how to overcome really tough tasks that are assigned to you, you learn how to do work that you don't want to do but you have to get done. A lot of practical business skills. And I'd say personally, college is has done a lot for me. I would say, honestly, I've learned a lot more personally than I have academically at college. And that's not to discredit the academics you learn, because I have learned a lot, but college is a time where you learn who you are and you kind of grow into yourself, and you learn your skills, and you learn what you like and what you don't like, and kind of what drives you and what doesn't, and the people you want to be around, and what the work environment that you really foster like your fullest potential is. And you can't learn that just by living at home, you know what I mean? When you're alone, living on your own without your parents or family, and you kind of just get to live for yourself, I would say that's the biggest part of college, because you grow into yourself. It's like, you know, the bird leaving the nest. Like, you got to grow up in the nest before you can leave, and college is kind of the nest where you can actually learn how to be an adult, in a way.
There's only there's less than a month of school left at this point.
Yeah, we got that email yesterday.
Yeah,
30
campus
days.
sounds kicking us out.
30 days left. Definitely senior year, like you kind of, at least in my opinion, like you become closest with the people that you think you're gonna like stay in touch with after graduation, and like so I can kind of like think of like certain people that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll definitely, you know, I'll stay in touch with them forever.
I'm gonna miss living near my best friends, you know, in such a close vicinity. It's so fun because you live down, you know, on the other side of the kitchen, and all of our other best friends, they live 2 minutes away, and when we want to hang out, we just do. We finish our work and then we go and we hang out, and it's just fun. Now, I've been talking with a lot of my friends throughout this entire senior year, and we've all been having the same discussion. You know, we just want to get a job. We just want to know what we're doing so we can jump into the real world, and it's scary.
If Debbie Downer were giving a speech to this year's class of college graduates, it would probably go something like this. Congratulations, graduates. Not only have you accumulated decades worth of student loan debt, but there's a good chance your degree will not do anything to help you find a job to pay it off.
Over the last 35 years, college tuition has gone up about 750%. Altogether, about 40 million Americans owe more than $1 trillion in student loan debt, and that number is only set to grow. With many jobless graduates struggling to pay off their education, it's starting to look like college isn't that great of an investment anymore.
In 1974, I didn't have to go looking for a job. So I think we can safely presume that the job market is tighter and more competitive than it ever was.
The federal government's latest jobs report held some pretty good news for out-of-work Americans and the U.S. economy. Employers added 288,000 jobs in April, the strongest month of growth in 2 years. That drove the unemployment rate down 0.4% to 6.3%, the lowest since the fall of 2008.
I don't think it's the tightest it's ever been. Right after the great Wall Street crash of 2008, it got really tight. I mean, all kinds of companies, didn't matter what profession you were in, all kinds of companies were shutting down in the Northeast. So it's not that bad. So it's not the tightest it's ever been. It's loosening up. It's getting better.
The first of which was a comparison of salaries. Individuals with a high school diploma on average make a salary of about $653 a week compared to a salary of about $1,300 a week, which is a difference of about $33,000 compared to right around $67,000 a year. The other interesting fact is that unemployment rates for people with a high school diploma are almost 3 times higher than those with a bachelor's degree.
So they're listening to what's happening to the new workers. And why are they listening? Okay, not so much altruistic, but there's a great deal of retiring that's happening and changing of roles. And there's a concern that there are entry level and then there are executives, but that middle ground, so training quickly new workers like yourself is going to be a great opportunity. You'll have more opportunity to move up than any other generation, depending on the industry.
I understand that the first job, while you know you're not going to be there forever, it's a big first step. It definitely makes me nervous. There are definitely some times where I turn down a job or don't look into an opportunity as much because I think, well, why aren't you doing this? Because you don't have a job right now. Why don't you just take it and make money and feel safe?
I didn't actively seek out another job offer, so that was really the only one that I had from Deloitte. But yeah, so I mean, I guess I could have actively seeked out other opportunities, but I was like pretty happy to accept a job offer from Deloitte if they offered, and they did.
I think the biggest value of a college education is just learning who you are and who you're going to become.
I value college education, and I'm seeing the value of that. What was one time maybe a high school degree enough, which was probably in a century before, now it's college preferred or required. So if it's required, that's become the norm.
I would say the personal value is bigger than the academic value in my experience. There are so many experiences in college that you just aren't given before it, and you're put into so many scenarios that are very similar to what you'll face in the future, but in a safer area, that you can't help but grow into a better version of yourself and a more well-rounded version of yourself. And so I would say college has done wonders for what I think of myself and what I think I will become. It's kind of allowed me to see who I am in a different perspective.